for what you said the other day, and I think I was able to quickly move out of what I was experiencing because I immediately, I think, as you said itself, I offered it to her, and I kept remembering every time it would come, I kept offering. So then
Wonderful.
I snapped out of it much longer than I would usually when I have a turmoil.
Very good. So we are back on. I got the right page and I've got the line,
Okay.
and we can concentrate a bit.
Yes.
And we have to decide, or you have to tell me whether we have done the void.
I
And
don't think so.
okay, so and then we have to do the unknown. I think we've done ignorance, have we not?
Yes.
Okay, good. And fate?
Great.
Too sure about fate.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. So we'll possibly go through it.
Good.
Yes, we have done fate.
Ah, very good.
And I
Okay.
have even underlined something, not just marked as red, but even underlined. Our
Uh,
will and action can often annul or modify even the past karma. So I think I felt, so at some point I would have felt that's very important. So
very good. Very good.
page 455, book 6, Canto 2. As one drawn by the grandeur of the void, the soul attracted leaned to the abyss. It longed for the adventure of ignorance, and the marvel and surprise of the unknown, and the endless possibility that lurked in the womb of chaos and in nothing's gulf, or looked from the unfathomed eyes of chance.
Okay, there were a couple of things that we need to look at. Grandeur.
Grandeur,
Grandeur, yes, grandeur.
grandeur.
And then there was another one too.
Lurk,
Oh, no, abyss.
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 Okay,
I'm going to
abyss.
check it out because I've always pronounced it abyss.
Okay. Okay, maybe it's abyss. Abyss.
Uh, um, let's see what we got here. And I've got, do I have Cambridge? Yes, I do. Got Cambridge. That's my one.
Abyss.
Abyss.
Yeah,
Okay.
abyss.
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 So there's
Abyss.
no A there at all.
Yeah,
There's no
got it.
abyss.
Got it.
Good, good. And grandeur?
Grandeur.
Good, very good. So we
Grandeur.
got both of them now, yes.
Okay.
So as one, well, he says now that the soul is a stranger in the insentient universe.
Yeah.
This insentient universe means that it has no feeling or sensation or even consciousness.
Hmm.
It's inanimate, actually,
Hmm.
hardly alive.
Yeah.
And as one drawn is, if we're drawn to
Attracted.
something, attracted, yes, by the grandeur of the void, this great empty space. Now you're going to read void?
Yeah.
Good.
The absolute cannot indeed be bound in its nature to manifest a cosmos of relations, but neither can it be bound not to manifest any cosmos.
Yeah, but neither can it be bound not to manifest any cosmos. So
Okay.
you see how you have to accent it because he says it cannot indeed be bound to manifest it, but
Mm-hmm.
it cannot be bound to not manifest it either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
but neither can it be bound not to manifest any cosmos.
Excellent, excellent.
It is not itself a sheer emptiness for awakened absolute. Sorry, it is
Uh,
not. It is not in itself a sheer emptiness. For awakened absolute is no absolute.
Oh, my dear, wakened, wakened,
Va- va- vacant,
vacant, yes.
vacant. Our conception of a void or a zero is only a conceptual sign of our mental inability to know or grasp it. It
It bears.
bears in itself ineffable.
Oh, I'm losing your voice.
Okay, let me off the. Okay.
It, be,
Um,
it
it
bears
bears in itself some ineffable essentiality of all that is and all that can be. And since it holds in itself this essentiality and this possibility, it must also hold in itself in some way of its absoluteness, either the permanent truth or the inherent, even if latent, re- even if latent, realizable actuality of all that is fundamental to our or the world's existence.
to our or the world. Interesting, huh? To our
Mm.
existence or the world's existence. So we have only a strange conception of void or zero
Yeah.
because it is our mental inability to know or to grasp it.
Hmm.
So he says it bears in itself the essence of all that is and all that can be.
Hmm.
And since it holds in itself this essence and this possibility, it also has to hold in some way of its absoluteness, either the permanent truth or the inherent, even if latent, realizable actuality of all that is fundamental
Hmm.
to our or the world's existence. Little difficult, but clear, no?
Yeah.
Good.
The void is the condition of the self, free, wide, and silent. It seems void to the mind, but in reality, it is simply a state of pure existence and consciousness, Sat and Chit with Shanti. By void is meant emptiness, clear of all contents except existence, pure and simple. Without that, one cannot realize the silent Brahman.
Very, very interesting. It is an emptiness clear of all contents except existence, pure and
Hmm.
simple. And then he says, without that, one cannot realize the silent Brahman.
Yeah.
So then we go next to the lines again. The
Yeah.
soul
The
attracted.
soul attracted leaned to the abyss.
No, abyss.
Abyss. Leaned to the abyss.
Yeah, you keep saying but it's
Abyss. Abyss.
abyss.
Abyss.
Abyss. Yeah,
Abyss.
abyss.
The soul
Good.
attracted leaned to the abyss. It longed for the adventure of ignorance, and the marvel and surprise of the unknown, and the endless possibility that lurked in the womb of chaos and in nothing's gulf, or looked from the unfathomed eyes of chance.
Well, just a second. Okay, now we have a word here I want you to hear.
Womb, Womb.
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 There's no sound of the B.
Okay, womb.
It's just womb, yes.
Womb.
That's British English, of course, and but it's the same basically in American English also.
Okay.
So, will you do the unknown for us? That definition, I don't think we've done it.
No, but I was also thinking of doing the chants and I'm on the page chants. So I choose one, so I read that and then go to unknown.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Chance is not in this universe. The idea of illusion is itself an illusion. There was never illusion yet in the human mind that was not the concealing shape and disfigurement of truth. What we call chance is a play of the possibilities of the infinite.
Yes. Beautiful, huh?
Yeah,
So there is no chance in this universe.
yeah.
And so even though he uses chance in Savitri, it's sometimes a voice that's saying that, um, but it doesn't really mean chance in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we go back to,
Unknown.
yeah.
Unknown. The unknown is the unknowable. It need not remain the unknown for us, unless we choose ignorance or persist in our first limitations. For to all things that are not unknowable, all things in the universe, there correspond in that universe faculties which can take
Cog-
cognition,
Cognizance.
cognizance of them. And in man, the microcosm, these faculties are always existent and at a certain stage capable of development. We may choose not to develop them where they are partially developed. We may discourage and impose on them a kind of atrophy, but
Atrophy.
atrophy,
Atrophy, yes.
atrophy. But fundamentally, all possible knowledge is knowledge within the power of humanity.
How beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
And why is that true? Well, first of all, because the divine is in us at the moment, hiding behind the veil of the heart. But being the divine, we have all possible knowledge within us already. It's just that we can't access that with our minds as they are.
Hmm.
We have to rise into a higher mind, illumined or intuitive mind
Hmm.
to understand these things.
Hmm.
But all possible knowledge is knowledge within the power of humanity.
Humanity. The unknown is that which is beyond the unknown, and though unknown is not unknowable if we can enlarge our faculties or attain to others that we do not yet possess.
Very good. So we'll carry on a bit, huh? We have
Yeah.
some time.
It tried of its unchanging happiness.
No,
It
it tired.
it tired, okay. It
Yeah,
tired
tired of it.
it tired of its unchanging happiness. It turned away from immortality. It was drawn to hazard's call
No,
and
hazard.
hazards. It was drawn to hazard's call and danger's charm. It yearned to the pathos of grief, the drama of pain, perdition's peril, the wounded bear escape, the music of ruin and its glamour and crash, the savour of pity and the gamble of love and passion and the ambiguous face of fate.
Ambiguous.
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 You, us. You, us.
Ambiguous. Ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Okay. Um, and passion and the ambiguous fate of fate. Face and passion
Yeah.
and the ambiguous face of fate. So ambiguous is three beats in one, the anapest.
Ambiguous.
Try to beat it with me. And passion and the
Big
ambiguous face of fate.
fate. Ambiguous face of fate.
Good, very good. So now Narad is really speaking of something that the soul wanted to experience.
Hmm.
Yes, it was a stranger in an insentient universe, and it leaned because it was attracted to the abyss, and it longed for this adventure of ignorance.
Hmm.
Because then there would be the marvel and surprise of the unknown, and the endless possibility that lurked in the womb of chaos and in the gulf of nothing,
Hmm.
or looked from the unfathomed eyes of chance. So it tired of its unchanging happiness. This soul,
Okay.
this
Hmm.
soul which is universal, which is not evolutionary. The soul is not the psychic being. It's always pure. It's always perfect. But it wants to experience something different now.
Hmm.
And in that experience, turning away from its happiness, it turned away also from immortality. And it was drawn to the call of hazard, which is danger. Hazard is
Hmm.
danger,
Yeah.
and a type of danger.
Yeah.
And you can see how hazard is also very similar to danger, but here again, Sri Aurobindo is using two words to almost say the same thing,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
but, but in hazard, he's he's venturing, he's daring something. So he's drawn to the dare of this uncertainty
Hmm.
and charm of danger, and even yearns to the pathos of grief. The pathos is something that it arouses feelings of pity or sympathy or sorrow. So the pathos of grief, and
Hmm.
the drama of pain, yes. Perdition. Perdition is eternal damnation. The peril of perdition, the loss of the soul. The wounded, bare escape, just barely escaping. The music of ruin and its glamour and crash. The savor of pity. The savor is a taste or a smell,
Hmm.
or, or some kind of pleasure one gets of pity. And the
Hmm.
gamble of love. So here's the gamble of love
Hmm.
and passion and the ambiguous face of fate.
Right.
Ambiguous is um, obscure,
Doubtful.
not defined, doubtful,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
what does perdition mean?
perdition is the loss of the soul, eternal damnation. Yeah,
Eternal
damnation. Uh,
damnation. Okay.
yeah, condemnation, but more stronger than condemnation, damnation.
Okay.
Like, damnation is loss of the soul. Huh?
Okay.
So you see what this great soul has decided to do.
Hmm.
Uh, decided to take this chance and go
Mm,
through all of these things because it got tired of its unchanging happiness,
mm,
and and therefore it turned away from immortality. So it
okay.
was drawn to this call of hazard, this risk, and this
Mm,
charm of danger. And it yearned, if you yearn for something you really wanted, kids
mm,
say, I'm yearning for an ice cream cone, right?
mm,
So it yearned to the pathos of grief, the
mm,
drama of pain, even the loss of the soul, the eternal damnation,
mm,
the wounded bear escape. Okay, wounded, but it's an escape. It's a bear escape, just escaping. And it wants the music of ruin and its glamour and crash. And it wants this specific pleasure that one gets from pity and
mm.
the gamble of love and passion and the ambiguous face of fate. And have we done fate?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I think that covers this page
Yeah. We
quite
have
well.
four. I have few more lines on the page.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay, I don't, but I think I started it on the next page.
A world of hard endure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After fate, I have a few lines. A world of hard endure and difficult toil, and battle on extinction's perilous verge. A clash of forces, a vast incertitude. The joy of creation of out of nothingness. Strange meetings on the roads of ignorance, and the companionship of half-known souls, or the solitary greatness and lonely force of a separate being conquering its world, called it from its too safe eternity. So the what you read from is your own compilation or it's a PDF?
My own compilation.
Okay.
Because I have to put in all the definitions.
Yeah.
So, a world of hard endeavor and difficult toil, and even battle on extinction's perilous verge, a clash of forces, a vast incertitude, the joy of creation out of nothingness, strange meetings on the roads of ignorance, and the companionship of half known souls, or the solitary greatness and lonely force of a separate being conquering its world. And then do we go into the next one?
Called it from its too safe eternity.
Right, and that's where I have on 456. Very good. Called it from its too safe eternity. Let's see where got it. Okay, so we're in good shape. Now, what we have to understand here is that the soul is continuing with this experience,
Hmm.
this clash of forces, this incertitude of things, this battle on extinction's verge. It's almost the human condition now. And
Hmm.
that's what I believe he's talking about, of a separate being conquering its world, called it from its too safe eternity.
Hmm.
Well, and then, well, we probably should pick this up next on Monday, because then what happens is that a huge descent starts, and we don't want to get into that today. But
Okay.
could you read the whole thing from the beginning?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would that would be wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah. That would be.
and slowly also.
Yes.
Okay.
As one drawn by the grandeur of the soul attracted, leaned to the abyss. Did I say that right? Abyss.
No, you see, still saying ah, and it's abyss.
Abyss.
So just
Soul,
think uh,
uh,
uh.
okay. Soul attracted, leaned to the abyss. It
No,
longed
it's
for the
it's abyss, abyss,
abyss.
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 That's it. You got it.
Okay. The soul attracted, leaned to the abyss. It longed for the adventure of ignorance and the marvel and surprise of the unknown, and the endless possibility that lurked in the womb of chaos and in nothing's gulf, or looked from the unfathomed eyes of chance. It tired of its unchanging happiness. It turned away from immortality. It was drawn to hazard's call and danger's charm. It yearned to the pathos of grief, the drama of pain. Perdition's peril, the wounded bear escape, the music of ruin, and its glamour and crash, the savour of pity and the gamble of love and passion and the ambiguous
Ambiguous.
phase of fate, a world of hard endeavour and difficult toil, and battle on extinction's perilous verge, a clash of forces, a vast incertitude, the joy of creation out of nothingness, strange meetings on the roads of ignorance, and the companionship of half-known souls, or the solitary greatness and lonely force of a separate being conquering its world, called it from its too safe eternity.
Wow. Good reading. Very good. Because you made it alive for me. And that is so important. You told the story that Narad is telling to the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously to Aswapati also, but he's directing it specifically, well, to both of them, but mainly to the queen. Because eventually we're going to see after the break on the next page, then Aswapati answers to Narad.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful passage. Oh, it's so beautiful. You
Mm.
are going to love it. I know you're going to love it.
Okay.
It's so special. And you did very well today.
Thank,
Really, your reading was excellent.
thank you.
Okay. So
Thank you so much.
uh,
Namaste. See you on
it's,
Monday.
it's a wonderful journey, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right.